Our next speaker is a great way to finish off. Our next speaker today is an expert in blending the worlds of organisational strategy, leadership and emotional intelligence. Dan Murray, ladies and gentlemen.
Many years ago, I was working with this very senior leader, CEO, we'll call him John, because unfortunately most of them are, and I was working with John, and he said to me something that you might have heard before. He said, listen, Daniel, if you can't measure it, it doesn't matter. Anyone heard something like that before? You've heard that sentiment, haven't you? Now, I've got to tell you, I'm also a mathematician, which I don't always tell people because they don't talk to me afterwards, but we've got drinks, so I'm sure you'll warm up. But when he said it, I knew what he was talking about, but something inside me said, this isn't right. And so I asked him a question. I said, John, do you love your wife? He said, of course I do, you know that. I said, oh, I thought so, yeah. And so do you measure it? Is there like a chart on the fridge? Is there like a debits and credit? You do a weekly audit? You're keeping like tabs, giving her a score? Of course not, that's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, even if you did have a number, 86, what would that really tell me about your relationship? About what's really important? What's really at the heart of this is when we're working in organisations, and I'm sure you'll all be very aware of this, there are lots of tangible things that really matter, aren't there? There's budgets and there's spreadsheets, and there's inventory and there's counting. There's all this data and this information and these tangible things that are vitally important. Don't get me wrong, we need to manage those. But one thing we do as humans too often is we fascinate on them. We get drawn into them so much that we forget there's a whole intangible side. Over here are things like relationships, values, culture. And so what I want to focus on today is how do we make sure we're bringing these two pieces together? These two sides have to live in harmony. We can't have one team over there doing the culture and stuff, the HR team, we'll leave that to them, and then we'll do the financial stuff over here. They have to be married together. You all have to take accountability for bringing these two worlds together in harmony.